Don't you know that not listening to the Shenmue AM2 podcast is way uncool?
Welcome back to another episode of the Shenmue AM2 podcast. We're your hosts, Andrew.
And Matt.
And we are continuing our journey through Shenmue 3. Sorry about the big gap between the episodes. If you're listening to this in the future, there was no gap between the episodes because you're listening at your own leisure.
Funny how that time works.
Matt and I were both kind of busy. It was, post-Christmas season, and we were going to record, and then Matt and my wife had to go away for work to film some commercials, and then my wife and I had to go on vacation. We actually didn't have to go on vacation, it turns out, because we flew from St. John, New Brunswick to Toronto, Ontario, which is, halfway across Canada, maybe 40% of the way across Canada, and we went to see a comedy show, and he canceled because they had 3 centimeters of snow in Toronto. So 2 nights in a hotel, round-trip flights, for nothing.
You went to Toronto to watch Netflix in your hotel.
Yep, and we couldn't even watch YouTube because the Wi-Fi was garbage.
Ugh, terrible. It's got to be something that can be done for you in a situation like that.
They did. The hotel, because some kids tried to get into a room at like 3:15 in the morning, and I got a Baja Mountain Dew instead of a regular Mountain Dew at the vending machine. Baja Blast Mountain Dew.
Baja Blast.
Sucks. And it expired in September of 2019. We're back to do more Shenmue talk.
I'm slowly crawling through the game, so you get another episode of a mid-game review recap, I guess.
Yeah, I have finished the game a little while ago. I'm going to try to be spoiler-free on Matt here. So we'll have, once Matt completes the game, we'll do an episode where we kind of review it, talk about everything, talk about the story, talk about all that. This is just kind of, Matt's in Niaowu as well now. So we're just going to kind of talk about that area, our thoughts, what we like, what we don't, and kind of, go from there. And then our next episodes will be that. We're planning on doing an episode about just talking about hype for games, and Matt and I will probably pick like 5 games each that, we were really excited for. And then when they came out, how we felt about them and whether or not they lived up to the hype. Just kind of compare and contrast with Shenmue 3. So you're in Niaowu now, Matt. What do you think of it?
It's very pretty. A lot of detail to all the shops and the NPCs. It feels... I think it's more densely packed than Hong Kong isn't it? Or Kowloon.
With regards to shops, probably, like...
You can't walk 2 feet without getting to the next shop.
Yeah, it's interesting.
They're literally packed to the gills with shops. But I don't mind that. But it's just amazing, just like the old games, how at every stage of the game, where you're looking for specific things, each unique NPC at each shop will have something different, slightly different to say about that topic. And you can, again, just like the old games, you can learn about the local community and stuff through their commentary on what you ask them, basically. Sometimes it's boring. It's just like, oh yeah, it's over there. But
yeah. One thing I noticed they did do in this is they quarantined off areas, and more importantly, they quarantined off shortcuts between areas, which I thought was an odd decision. But it does kind of not letting you go certain places is a smart decision on their part, because then they don't have to put all these NPCs voice recordings for stuff that would happen really early on in Niaowu, for parts of Niaowu that you'd be in later.
True.
They don't have to worry about recording voice stuff for them. It is, a very packed area. Everything's tight in there. Some things are too tight.
Yeah.
One thing I encountered, and I saw someone get around it, I think, in a screenshot. There's a gacha machine where all those little stands are when you get up into Niaowu, and you can kind of go left to the pawn shop, or right, there's a bunch of little stands that you can purchase stuff from.
Yeah.
I tried to get stuff out of that gacha machine, and I can't focus on it. Whenever I get a focus thing to talk or to do something, it just talks to the guy in that little thing, and I I don't know a way around it.
Is it a unique machine that you can't find anywhere else?
I imagine, because I think there's at least 2 or 3 of every machine.
Yeah.
But it was just, I was just trying and like just kind of like shuffling Rio a couple inches each way and just couldn't do it. And I was just so damn frustrated.
It's just like the first area. It's fun finding all the herbs, and you can sell them for so much money.
They don't grow back. I
know they don't grow back, but if you wait, like I waited this time, like unlike the first area, I waited until I think I have access to everything now, but I waited till I had access to the entire map. I picked up every single herb on the map, and then you go right on the sell list all the way to the end, and you can sell like
the full sets
for like $800 or $600 or whatever, and like it sell like a dozen of them. Like it's a lot of money in the end, but yeah, they don't grow back.
This game did give me, and this is if this was any other game, it wouldn't have mattered at all. But it did give me the worst Shenmue experience I've ever had.
Yeah,
with regards to like a specific thing, and like not overall. I don't
okay.
But I tried to talk to someone and I couldn't.
That happened in Shenmue 2. There's certain NPCs you couldn't talk to. Even the first Shenmue, I think. Like specifically the people walking around.
You could stop them.
I guess you could stop them in the first game, but I think in the second game, some people you couldn't even stop.
No, I think in the second, I don't know. Someone fact check us on that, maybe.
Yeah.
But if there was, I never tried it, maybe. But in this one, there was just people walking. I'm like, nah, they won't talk to me.
Yeah.
And it really bummed me out.
Yeah.
Because there was something.
There was definitely more of them, if that is a thing that happened before. But
yeah.
I love that little girl who walks around like she owns the place. You ever see her? She walks around.
He was marching with his arms out.
Yeah, she lifts her arms really.
This is an audio podcast, man.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna pause it and show you. Okay, I just showed Andrew who I'm talking about. It's a little kid in the first town in a pink outfit.
Maximilian Dude's channel has a couple of good videos.
That kid is back. She looks like she just killed somebody.
She's gonna go kill someone else. Shit.
Anyways.
Yeah. So, we're dental plan. What were we talking about? Niaowu.
You couldn't talk to everybody. For instance, that kid.
I find when you meet Ren in this part of the game, it's just like...
They don't make a big deal out of it?
No, it's not a big deal. It's like, oh, this wasn't a main character from the second game. It's just some guy.
Yeah.
Hey, what are you doing? Can you go get this thing for me?
In the second game, did he imply that he was going to follow him or anything?
He wanted that treasure.
Yeah, we know that. But did he say, I'm going to like follow you? Or I'll see... You'll see.
I think they hint at it when he throws the knife.
Oh, yeah.
Into the wall, into the map.
But, so we knew he'd show up again, but Rio probably thought he'd seen the last of him.
And it's just such a casual encounter. And it's like I don't know.
He gave me a mission where I had to find mushrooms. Was that a real mission, or was he just yanking my machine?
I don't know. I had to do it for him, too.
Did you actually do it?
Yeah.
Oh, you did it? Because I put it off, and then I went back later, and he's like, oh, you don't need to do that anymore, by the way.
That is something that's kind of unique to this game, is if there's side missions and you don't do them, or you go back and talk to the person and didn't get what they want, it ends it. Like, there was a kid that wanted me to get him a face mask or something.
Yeah. And
I just went and talked to him, and he's like, oh, you didn't get it for me, eh? And I'm like, oh, shit, sorry, bud. But, yeah, that was kind of the end of it. What did you think of the forklift?
I think the forklift is just as good as the old forklift. It's just the area is not as good.
Yeah, that's my big thing, too.
I actually might like the forklift better than the old forklift.
Nah.
I think it controls a little better.
I think it controls far worse.
Really?
Well, you know what? No. It's not the controls. It's the fucking narrow hallway they have you going down there.
That's what I mean. The area sucks. Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible. To be honest, I didn't do a whole lot of the forklift driving. Okay. Once I got a certain point into this game, I realized I'm going to enjoy it the second playthrough a lot more if I don't do all this stuff now.
Yeah.
So, confession, I didn't do fishing once. I have not touched the fishing at all in this game.
I was gonna... There's like a little fishing mini game you can do in the first town, where if you like complete it, you get a special jacket. I was gonna do it, and now I'm like, I'll save it for next time.
Are you actually going to play this again?
I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna try not to buy as many games this year and play the games I already have. So I'm sure I will.
So how many games are over there in the stack that I'm buying from you for the Dreamcast? 6, is it? 5 or 6?
5, I think.
And so I have this other thing that I've been doing. Just sidetrack here, but just you're trying not to buy games. I bought 14 different wrestling games.
Oh yeah, you said
eBay.
that you're trying to get every wrestling game.
I'm trying to buy every wrestling game that's ever been released on a console.
Do you have all the Fire Pro wrestlers?
Or a handheld. I have a few of the Fire Pros. I have Fire Pro Returns for the PS2. Fire Pro.
There was some on Dreamcast, wasn't there?
There's Fire Pro D on Dreamcast. I do have that. And then I purchased Fire Pro Iron Slam 96 and Fire Pro G for the PS1.
What was the old wrestling games? I think they were like Muscle something.
Ultimate Muscle.
Yeah, it was like the weird-headed guy.
Yeah, there's one of those on the GameCube, and there's... In North America, there was one on the PS2, and I think there's actually like three of them on the PS2.
I just remember
overall.
it from the NES.
Yeah. And did you have any little action figure guys?
I think I did, because
they're all peach colored.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then when I was in Toronto, the one thing I did do was go to ANC Games, and I picked up a couple wrestling games there.
Is that a costly hobby, or some of them very rare and expensive?
There's a couple that are going to be, but for the most part, nothing's... Like, I was listening to something, and a guy was talking about in television, there's like a body slam game for that's like $500 or something.
Yeah.
And then I noticed that I had In Television Lives on the GameCube, and it's on that.
Do you want... Random, do you want a basketball game?
Why?
Because I just have it for some reason.
It's hosted by Marv Albert. He'll bite you in the back.
I don't know who that is.
He was a pervert announcer for NBC.
Pervert?
Yeah, he would bite women on the back.
What the?
Yeah.
So it's like...
look at him. Doesn't he look like he's going to bite you?
He does. Look at those teeth.
They do are pearly white. Jesus.
What game is that? So what?
NBA Action 94.
For Genesis.
For Genesis. My cousin Brian and I had NBA Action 95.
Oh.
We used to make all the players on the Denver Nuggets. We'd create these people and make them as short as possible because they were called the Denver Nuggets. And we would...
little nugget people.
Yeah, we would play that and make them really short. It was funny.
Anyways, I have some notes about Shenmue in my phone.
So Matt's looking those up. I've just been crazy into purchasing wrestling games, and I have, with the ones that are coming from eBay, almost 150 wrestling games. And overall, I only have it's under 1,400 video games in total. So over 10% of my gaming collection is
now wrestling games.
Is wrestling. What do you have for your... question. Did you see him get hit in the face with the fire hydrant or fire extinguisher yet?
Yes, I made sure to make him get hit. Not that I would have beat that the first time anyways, because I can't beat any of these QTs the first time.
Isn't it the greatest scene of Shenmue of all time?
Yes. Clonk.
It is fantastic. Yeah, I'm having a real hard time with the QTEs. They are tough.
Is that something they've patched? I don't think it is, because they just put out a patch.
They put out 2 patches. I think one was to prep for the DLC, and then one was the DLC or whatever.
Well, they changed some stuff in the most recent patch. I saw that they changed how much you get paid for delivering crates on the forklift. I assume they increased it, but
yeah,
because some jobs are not worth the time you put into it.
No, did you chop a lot of wood?
Yeah, at the beginning. I haven't so far. I'm still riding on my herb money. But I bought the most expensive move scrolls in the game with my herb money. And there's some pretty cool moves. They look cool. They always knock the characters down, which I love. I love ragdolling guys.
Do you actually think because they said they were going to implement ragdoll, I don't think it's really ragdoll-y at all.
It's the most basic.
I think it's pretty fucking stiff.
It's Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
What are your thoughts on buying move scrolls in this game?
As opposed to trading for them, or like just how you get them?
Just collecting them in general.
I mean, you don't get as many move scrolls from what I've seen from other characters, or just finding them anymore.
But I just mean in general, like, the fact that they exist in this game.
They existed in the old game.
Yeah, but, like, what are your thoughts on them in Shenmue 3?
I don't know. I don't...
Do you think they're necessary? Because there's not a whole lot of fighting in this game.
Oh.
I would be willing to wager there's 10... For every one fight scene in story, there's 10 move scrolls you can get for it.
Well, I've been doing a lot of fighting just because I've been trying to go through every dojo and get to the top of the dojo, and also that, like, in the Rose Garden? No, the...
Yeah, Garden Rose or whatever.
I've been trying to get to the end of that, so I've been doing a lot of, like, one-on-one arena fighting, but, yeah, I've only fought, like, thugs or whatever, maybe two or three times.
A handful of times. It's not very... I think it's not prevalent in this, but you can sure get a shit ton of move scrolls.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, if there is a Shenmue 4, it is very important that this save file carries over. Mm-hmm. More so than from, like, 1 to 2.
Yeah.
And obviously 2 to 3 didn't happen, but...
Did you level up Rio all the way?
I did, and I didn't think I was anywhere close.
You mean you're, like, all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm max level.
Yeah, essentially, because it was like an odd number. It wasn't like 50 or 100 or something.
It was like
43 or...
Well, I think, like, your kung fu and your stamina and stuff, isn't that, like, cap at, like, 14 or something? Or...
Yeah, it's an odd number. Yeah. It's not like an increment of 5 or 10
And then
I
think overall, maybe it's level 4. I don't know.
Yeah, I did max it out. I didn't mind doing the horse stance or the 1-inch punch. Oh, that fucking rooster step, though. Oh, no bueno, no bueno. Yeah. Did you like it?
I didn't love any of the training, really. Because, like I said, I felt obliged to do it. Like, I couldn't beat guys unless I did it. Unlike the old game, where it was more optional. It's like, you can get through the whole game without training once. And, like, but if you train, your moves will become more refined and do more damage and become more, like, you'll do a more efficient move. A more efficient form of the move and all that. So it was, like, optional, but just for, like, role-playing purposes I would train and stuff. But now that I'm forced to do it, I don't love that.
So, spoilers to anyone who hasn't beaten it yet, this does have New Game Plus, which, playing through the second time, is going to be a much more enjoyable experience, I think.
Yeah, it should be.
Because you don't have to worry about, especially if you've maxed out your kung fu and all that. Yeah. The second time through, you don't have to worry about, you can just go and fight.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about training. You're gonna, it will be exponentially shorter amount of actual in-game days to complete that story, because you're literally just going through it, and the only thing you need to worry about is the economy of making money to eat to feed yourself. Mm-hmm. That's really it, and your money carries over. So whatever you had at the end of the first one,
well, that's good.
You're gonna have. So I really think that people will enjoy it the second time through more, because it's going to be an entirely different experience.
When you're max level, is, like, the rest of the game really easy? Like, so far, like, I went max level and then I went back and did some fights. I'm like, holy crap, nobody can touch me. But I don't know if it stays that easy.
I maxed out pretty close to the end, so I didn't really... And once I got to Niaowu, other than some fights in the Rose Garden, I did attempt that a couple times. I didn't really train at the temple with that guy a whole lot. I was more on a chobu hunt. Or is that what they're called, chobus?
I don't know.
The little things that you find everywhere. Did you get addicted to that?
What do they look like?
The little bird statue that you find in every single store has one.
Oh, no, I didn't get that. Is that a mission? Does he actually pick them up and take them? Or is he...
Oh, what? Well, stop the presses. Holy shit, what? Are you serious right now?
Is it part of the story that they introduced this to you?
It's the first thing you see in Niaowu. Like, you see a poster for it, and you're like, what's this all about?
Oh yeah.
And you get the cards from each person. You find the Chobu and you...
I saw that poster. I didn't really read it.
Oh my god, man, you literally... Oh. It's the most addicting. You literally need to scan with your eyeballs every inch of certain places to find this. And some of them are so incredibly hidden. You're just like, how in the hell was I supposed to even see that?
Is it like a physical object or is it like a drawing?
No, it's a little bird statue and like...
every shop has
every
one?
Single store in the game has one.
And you find them, and then what? They give you something?
So when you find it, you get a card for it, and you can trade some of those cards towards move scrolls and stuff.
So do you, in order to start it, do you just like go up to any old shop and find your first one and talk to the...
You don't talk to anyone.
You just find it?
Find it.
So now that I've seen that poster, I can just find them?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll try it.
Oh, no.
Don't start?
Oh, no. You're going to start, and then you're going to be like, you got to know where those Chobu figures? Is this a 5 o'clock figure crack giveaway? It is Shenmue crack. It is Shenmue crack.
Well, that's how I felt about the herbs, finding all the herbs.
I did. I don't know if I found all the herbs, but, like, anytime I saw grass, it was like, oh, yeah, no, I got something to do. Hold
Grid
on.
pattern.
Yeah. And you just get into the first person mode and you're like, come on, red circles. Come on, red circles.
Yeah.
What else you got in there?
These first few are from the first area.
So the end of the first area, when you have to catch those damn chickens, isn't that not fun?
Yeah, it's not fun.
But the look on Rio's face when he keeps telling him to come back the next day, and Rio's just like, he just wants to kill the guy.
So I have to find Chobu statues, but when you play again, if you're on your New Game Plus, I want you to talk to Shenhua every night.
Does it get erotic?
Until she says she's done talking to you. Just keep talking to her.
Does it get erotic?
I think they talk about boyfriends and girlfriends at one point, maybe? I can't remember.
That's not that erotic.
No.
Did you use the phone in the game?
Yeah.
Call back to people?
Yeah, I did.
I called a few of them. I didn't call everyone because I wanted to save some of them for next time.
I called everybody, but you can call them 3 times each and pick a different answer, and you'll go down a slightly different path. You just have to listen to that first half of the conversation over again.
One thing that I think was one of the oddest choices they made was to put this in. Make this a Kickstarter reward. You can talk to these people and all this stuff. You get this phone card. Why would they do this if they're not? It's just plucking at your nostalgia heartstrings. Why in the fuck would they do this and then not get all of the original voice actors? It is such an odd decision.
I don't know. Not worth the money, I guess. Or well, I don't know.
They're like, hey, yeah, I know. People like Tom. People like Harasaki. Not even Nozomi. They like Harasaki.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
It's just... This is something...
They did get Joy, though, didn't they?
Yeah, they did get Liesel. I'm assuming she did the voice of Joy. But it's such an odd decision to me. Like, why? Why go down that road if you're not going to...
I don't know.
100% that.
I still kind of appreciate it.
I appreciate the intent of it.
Yeah.
But the execution of it
I definitely wish it was the original voice.
The execution of it is just unadulterated trash.
Yeah.
To the point where James Reiner actually had the Ren one, or the Guizhang one, fixed.
What do you mean?
He actually re-recorded the lines with Eric Kelso.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to listen to that. So, when Shenhua was waking you up every day in the first area, did she ever touch Ryo, like, to wake him up, or did she always, like, peek her head in and wake him up?
I don't think I ever had her wake me up.
Really? Every morning she says, Ryo, time to wake up. Not in Niaowu, in the first village.
I don't remember her actually ever saying anything.
House.
Yeah, I don't remember her actually ever saying anything to me.
Okay.
I would have a conversation. She wouldn't let me. I couldn't leave the house some days without her stopping me.
But the cutscene for me every day was she'd like. That's why I was wondering, since you never talked to her. I'm like it started out as she was. Maybe at the beginning it started out he just woke up on his own. I don't remember. But for the longest time, she would poke her head in and wake me up. And then she came in a little bit further and woke me up, and then eventually it ended up that she'd like, shake him a little bit and say, "Hey, Rio, wake up! Time to wake up." So
so that must be a result of those conversations.
Must be.
Because what would happen with me is I would wake up, I'd run into that table in the middle of his bedroom for some reason. Why is that there? I have no idea. Go out, and then I'd usually make it almost to the door, and she would talk to me. And then when you got outside, she would come out and talk to you again to just say like the generic goodbye message.
Yeah, that happened.
But yeah, that's interesting. That's a really neat thing that if you do talk to her, you get those. She wakes you up with a handy or something.
A handy on the shoulder. And you finally find out who the guy in the photo is with Rio's dad that he has his arm around, which is Londi's dad. We didn't know that before, did we? Most people probably guessed, but that's pretty cool.
I'm not certain we know it now.
Oh. Then I have a note here that I can't remember.
Does it just say fire extinguisher face?
No. It says, Rio just let that man walk away? I can't remember what that's in reference to.
Probably the guy who threw the fire extinguisher face.
No, I think it was somebody who said he knew Rio's dad, and then Rio, just let him walk away and didn't ask more questions. I can't remember.
Is it the punching fist in the tree guy?
It might be. I think it is. There's a Sega Saturn in the temple.
There's Sega Saturns all over this game. None of them work. Thanks for the tease.
The guy...
did you play Highway Star yet?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. What are your thoughts? Isn't it the best game ever?
It's okay. I think I prefer Whack-A-Mole.
Whacky-Mole.
Yes.
Copyright.
The guy that Rio keeps losing to in Bailu. I hate how every time you beat him and then the cutscene starts and he just he spins around and flails his arms and manages to connect with Rio, and that's how he beats him. Like twice it happens.
You mean the second area?
Or in Bailu. The guy that they capture in Shenhua makes him shit his pants.
Oh, yeah.
That guy. Like you have to you confront him twice and you're destined to lose each time, but he just beats you by flailing and clotheslining you just by happenstance. It looks bad.
Well, if you can tell by my confusion, that may not be the last time that happens to
you. Does Shenhua have a different last name from her dad? Because isn't she Shenhua Ling? Or
yeah,
and he's
she even has different names in some of the materials for the games. I'm pretty sure. That's Matt's cat in the background. Or not Matt's cat. It's the cat that Matt's a foster parent to.
Well, kitty.
Let's see here.
Oh, adoptive father.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I didn't remember that.
What else do you get for notes there?
The
do not run areas can fuck themselves.
Yeah. Is it I wonder, somebody who's good with the culture will have to tell us, is it a sign of respect to not run in these certain areas?
It must be, but if you do something 99.9% of a video game to travel, and then that 0.1% you can't do it, it's remarkably annoying.
Yeah.
Oh, I dread it every time. Yeah. Every time I play it. What do you think of the mini games?
Like the arcade games, or
like the little one where you shoot the ball up and there's it falls in the holes?
I only played that once. I haven't really explored those too much.
Yeah,
they're all fine. I wish they were actual video games, retro Sega video games. But I liked in the phone conversation with Ine-san learning that Mark went to the dojo.
Oh, I didn't. Spoiler. Thanks, buddy.
You must have picked one of the other three.
Yeah.
But you can ask her, she says about visitors to the dojo, and if one of them is a foreigner, and if you ask about the foreigner, it's Mark from the harbor.
Huh. He's going after the Mad Angels for revenge. We're gonna have a Mark Kimberly side story.
Yeah.
Mark Kimberly DLC.
Yes.
Oh man, he's just at the harbor just whooping ass.
Driving over people in his...
Oh, he's merciless. He like stabs someone with the arm of the forklift, and it like goes through the like outside of the warehouse too. And then he just backs up, and you see the body slide down the warehouse. Oh my god, Mark Kimberly DLC. If there's any justice in this world, we need Mark Kimberly DLC.
Yeah. And if you die in that DLC when you're playing as Mark, it just cuts to a game over screen, and he's at the bottom of the bay, and he's got cement shoes on.
With his lunch.
With his lunch tied around his neck. Yeah.
My lunch.
So, I don't know, what else can we talk about in the second area?
There's a lot of shops. It's still very fetch questy.
Yeah.
The whole thing kinda is a little bit.
Yeah.
What else?
I really love all the detail in the shops, though. Like...
Oh,
again,
and that's the thing. With this Chobu game, you see so much more detail.
Yeah.
Like, there's, in one of these games where there's like one of those games where you shoot up the ball and it falls through the holes. The prizes are in the background in the wall, and there's a red train. Mm-hmm. And when you're looking, the Chobu is inside the train as the conductor. Like, that's the level of detail. And, like,
nice.
These Chobus, the one in the poster's yellow. They're not always yellow. They make them colors to blend in with the background and everything. It is absolutely insane.
I will have to look out for that.
And that is a piece of game design in this game where they did put a lot of work into putting things in places and filling out spaces. And when you're looking for these Chobus, it really emphasizes you on having to literally look at every aspect of this game. Mm. And it's a neat way, and it definitely adds time too, because you literally have to stop it. You don't have to do it.
Yeah.
But if you are going to do it, there's I think 130 of them.
Gee.
And I think the DLC added some to Bailu or something.
Oh wow.
Or I don't know. But it's a really interesting piece of side quest thing. I don't really know how to say it, but it's good. And it'll have you searching.
So you didn't talk to Shenhua at the end of the day in Bailu, but did you talk to her in the second area, like on the balcony, whenever she was standing there?
No. There's parts where you get back to the hotel and they just have to talk to you. Like,
yeah, that's
make you talk every day.
that's mandatory. But then if you go to your room and you see her standing out on the balcony, you can go out and have a chat with her about things.
Yeah. Did you take the apples from the hotel room every day?
It's not worth the time it takes to take them.
I really wish you could grab all 4 of them at once.
Yeah.
Did you stay enough day? Well, you're still there, but are you still getting a new flyer on the desk every day to take?
Which desk?
The desk at the foot of the bed?
No, I didn't notice they changed.
Yeah, so there's a new flyer there. I had them for probably 2...
Are they pawn shop flyers?
They're a bunch of different stuff. Flyers for everything. But yeah, you collect quite a few of them. There's probably like 10, I think. But yeah, I got one every day. Did you read the guest book?
Most of it. I went through it to find us, at least, yeah.
I found mine. Someone put in a Michael Scott quote from The Office, which was great. What else?
Did you see Tronald Dump?
No.
In Bailu, you know, the little charm tokens in the temple where the old bald lady is. There's like a wall of shrine, they make a wish.
Yeah.
And one of them was from Tronald Dump.
Good.
And his wish was to be rich.
Oh. What else do we want to talk about? What do you think of sparring in the game? Like to power up moves?
I mean, I appreciate that's a method to power up your moves, but I mean, it kind of takes me out of it because it's just more efficient to just spam the same move over and over and not even try to block or dodge or anything. Just stand there and just hit the button repeatedly.
That's what I was doing.
Just hit it till you're out of sparring time. And
that's what I was doing.
It's not good for RP. It's not good for the role-playing aspect. If you want to be efficient with your time.
Yeah, it was different. I really want you to beat this game so we can talk about the ending.
You say I'm pretty close to the end?
Yeah, I don't think you're too far off. A few more hours, maybe. It's interesting.
Interesting.
Also, Ren drops one of the best lines. Maybe the best line of dialogue in the series so far. When you meet Niaowu-san.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I haven't met her yet, yeah.
It,
Goddamn cat. Meow.
You just came in here to rub on me?
Meow.
We're talking about Matt's cat.
Yeah.
Just so we're all on the same page.
Yeah. Not somebody else in my house.
Yeah. So, yeah. Matt's gonna beat the game. We're gonna talk about it. Give our overall thoughts. Gripes, complaints, wins, losses. And then we'll do an episode about, games we've been hyped for. And
whether they lived up to that hype.
Whether they lived up to that hype. I've been putting together... Do you think 5 is too easy for you?
5 what? Oh, 5.
5 games?
No, it might be too hard, because until the past few years, I don't remember being, that hyped for a game for a long time, because games didn't take a long time.
It doesn't
to
even
put
necessarily
out.
need to be a long time.
Oh.
Like game that was announced and you're like, oh, I need to... It could be like a game from a franchise or a new IP. Get off my hat, buddy.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll probably do 5 of those each, just to see, compare and contrast with Shenmue. Mm-hmm. So this is our episode. Oh, big thank you to Adam Korolik. I won one of those fans.
What?
The Japanese fans from the Shenmue event in Japan.
Okay.
He had a contest and I won one of them.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so
that will be another Shenmue thing for your collection?
Yeah, it's the Shenmue collection. With the wrestling game collection, the Shenmue collection is kind of balanced off a bit. But I have picked up a couple things. Sylvia from Spain's forwarded me along another magazine.
Cool.
So, yeah, that's been pretty good. So you can find us on the social medias. We're at Shenmue AM2 Pod on Twitter. We're on youtube.com/Shenmue AM2 Podcast. Please subscribe, notify. We're so close to 500. We didn't quite make it before Shenmue 3, but let's make it to 1,000 before Shenmue 4. Shenmue AM2 Podcast at gmail.com. We'd like to thank our sponsor this week, The Worst Stand.
The absolute best worst in town.
Bye, guys.
Bye.